Party on and Garth.
Welcome to the Buffalo Bills pregame show for Week 8 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to our Halloween special episode. Alright, today we're going to talk about the last game. Alright guys, what do you think happened in the last game?
I think they started out really well like they always do, but like I always say, they don't know how to win. They don't know how to close it out. So it was a great game to start with, but once again, second half comes and they fall off. I
know, Justin, you weren't here for the last episode, but last episode we talked about how they had no receivers and how they really didn't have any production from them. What do you think's changed? I mean, obviously Lee had 3 touchdowns, Steve Johnson got one in there, so what do you think?
I think you guys are on crack. The receivers have actually been playing well since Fitzpatrick took over. Stevie Johnson's had a touchdown, 4 games in a row now, or 5 games? He's been playing. Lee Evans has been picking it up strong, and when you have a guy that's willing to throw the ball deep, Lee Evans plays for that guy. So, along with that, Roscoe Parrish, he's getting involved, and David Nelson's starting to get involved as well, so I like that.
All right, Jared. Okay, all right. Top story today, Chan Gailey returns to Kansas City. So what do you think is going to happen here, Nikia?
I'm hoping that they can do something better. Our defense has to definitely step it up. Matt Castle has actually come back this year from with the, I guess, New England Patriots made everybody thought he was such a great quarterback, and last year wasn't so great. But this year he's actually starting to come back, and maybe he does have the potential New England thought he had.
I'm going to disagree with you there. New England, yeah, he was able to air it out to Randy Moss and all the weapons there. If you look at his stats, he's been playing safe. He's been playing the kind of West Coast offense style. He's not throwing it deep. I would say that the Chiefs' offense runs off of 2 people, Thomas Jones and Jamal Charles. Without them two, they're not going to win games. That's what it comes down to, that and their defense. Their defense has been very strong. You got to watch out for Tom Bahali, you got to watch out for rookie Eric Berry, and most of all, you got to watch out for Derek Johnson. Their team is going to be strong, but you got to basically take away your 2 offensive weapons from them first.
Mm-hmm. All right, now on to the game. Should we score a lot? I mean, we scored a lot last game, and we've been scoring pretty good. Nikia, what do you think about this?
If we can continue scoring, that's great. But like I said, scoring without defense really doesn't help anything. So I think we probably can continue the streak. The guys seem to kind of be gelling good. And like you said, Ryan Fitzpatrick will throw the long ball, and Lee Evans will go get it. So I hope we can continue to score.
Well, I'm going to say this. Kansas City does not have an offense set up to score quick touchdowns all the time. You have to try and run it up on them, kind of like Dick Vermeil did for the 99 Rams. He tried to make sure his defense was able to cover up and maybe get some big play interceptions and stuff like that, and allow his offense to score a lot of points, outscore the team as opposed to beat them.
All right, any impact players on Kansas City?
Jamal Charles, Thomas Jones, Tom Bahali, Eric Berry, Glenn Dorsey, Derek Johnson, they're all good players.
All right, so now we're talking about the defense. Can we generate a pass rush? Because that's just...
I'm trying to remember when the last time we had more than, 1 or 2 sacks a game.
They have 8 sacks in the season. That's
right.
it.
So, I mean, that's something we have to work on. I don't understand why that's not happening with, all the defensive end and linemen that we have. Marcus Stroud is supposedly supposed to be a good player. We're supposed to have a decent core of linebackers, and nothing is happening.
Well, in a 3-4, you rarely have a DN that actually gets sacks. Bruce Smith was the anomaly, which makes him one of the greatest of all time. He did something that nobody else has ever been able to do out of a 3-4 at the DN spot. Your pass rush comes from your linebackers more often than not, and look at our linebackers, especially our outside linebackers. Chris Kelsey is a fish out of water. Torbor, he's okay, he's not great. In fact, he can be a liability at times. So, yeah, I don't exactly think that we're going to generate a pass rush. We missed Schobel big time.
Do we have a tight end threat? You know, I mean, from the Kansas City. I mean, what?
Moyaki has been their leading receiver. That said, he's more of a horizontal threat, not a vertical threat.
All right. Will Kansas City just run the ball? Nakia, what do you think about that?
No, I mean, I think their run will probably set up the little bit of passing that Castle can do. So they're going to do a little bit of both because they do have great running backs. They're going to use them. I mean, you should, if you have them, you should put them to use. So I think they will.
All right, Justin. Now it's time for the topic of discussion. Why don't you explain this?
All right, from Sports Bowl 3, what do you think of the prospects in the 2011 draft? Who can we pick besides QB? Well, I've been analyzing here with all of our different sheets, guys that we could have within our draft pick slot. Jake Locker looks like one that we could possibly have. We could also have Andrew Luck as far as quarterbacks go. Adrian Claiborne could be a decent DN for us. He's projected to be towards the top. Cameron Hayward is another name that comes up. Alan Bailey, they're all defensive ends. But they all look like they have the size to be a 3-4 DN as opposed to a 4-3 DN. You can look at outside backers where we need a lot of help. You want a big, strong outside backer that's about 260 pounds, 250 pounds that can rush the quarterback. Jeremy Beal is up there from Oklahoma, but besides that, there aren't too many 3-4 backers listed as an outside backer at this point. D-tackle, we don't really need a true nose tackle, but we could always use the size at DN. That said, I'm hoping we go defense. Our offenses actually look pretty good. Hopefully we just re-sign the people that are keeping it running well right now.
All right, now it's time for the keys of the game. All right, my key to the game is just stopping the offense of the Kansas City. They're prolific, they've scored a lot of points, and that's how they've won their games. Nakia, what's yours?
I'm with you. Defense has to step up. The offense has started scoring, so now it's time for the defense to come back to do what they used to do.
All right, Justin, what's yours?
You're worried about the defense. I think it's just the offense needs to outscore KC. Run it up. Score 50 points.
All right, now it's time for the picks of the game. I'll let you guys go first. Nakia?
I am unfortunately not picking the Bills. I think that Kansas City will win, and it'll be 28-21.
All right, Justin, what about you?
I'm going to go with another shootout. It's been like that the last few weeks since Fitz took over. So I'm going to say, in a surprise, Buffalo 45, KC 38.
All right, and I'm going to pick the Bills to win 31-27. All right, thank you for joining us this week. Join us next week for the Bears. Thank you.
Party on, Garth!
Happy Halloween.